Hello everyone. Alright, so in today's video I actually want to talk to the younger ones. That's more the high school graduates going to college or about to go to university. And even if you're trying to pursue a master's, actually, yeah, so anybody that's pretty much going to acquire higher education. So I've been thinking about this for a while now, and I was just thinking, how many of you, show of hands, well I can't see it, but how many of you are actually practicing what you studied or what you majored in while you were in school? Not a lot of us. Like maybe 1 in 3, maybe about 33% of us working are not actually doing what we studied in school. Even if we were able to do it for NYSC, or at least first 2 years of our professional career, right now we're not doing it. And for those of us who have not seen employment yet, possibility is that you might not end up in a job that is related to what you studied in school. Where am I going to with this? Now, this is not even so much about the educational system in Nigeria. No, let's leave it there, because even people in some other countries outside, I'll use the US for example, some people are actually not working in an organization related to what they're not doing a job related to what they studied in school. Some people, it's not as bad as it is in Nigeria, however, but it's not a new thing for just our environment. All right, so this is what I'm thinking about. Stop focusing on what you feel like you want to study based on what you want to achieve career-wise, right? Whatever your career aspirations are, don't focus so much on what you want to study. Focus on what you can experience from the institution you're going to attend while you're there. Let me explain. So when you're picking an institution, so let's say you want to study geology, for example. Like in Nigeria, you have to do JAM. You have to get a cutoff to be able to get a particular course. So let's say mass communication. You need to get a cutoff to do mass communication, to study mass communication in a certain school. And the way I've heard the system works here in Nigeria is that you are only limited to a certain number of schools. I was told 3 schools to apply to at a time. So if you do JAM and you have a score, you've already submitted that these are the 3 schools I'm interested in. Unfortunately, if you don't get the right cutoff mark for your course of study for any of those schools, you pretty much have to start from scratch. So you can't include a 4th school. That's what I heard. You can't include a 5th school. You can apply to 10 schools and just be like, oh, whichever one comes out, okay, is the one I'll go to. It's unfortunate. So how about we try the strategy instead? Even if you did have a plan and you don't get that cutoff, and the school is willing to give you any course, a certain course to settle with. There's some of us that settle. My advice is settle for a good enough course. However, while you're settling for that course, make sure that you are still experiencing or learning, gathering the necessary education for what you still have an interest in. The internet is your friend. Google is your friend. Even the relationships you form, the friendships you form, use that to ensure that you are still developing yourself based on what your career aspirations are. So you want to study mass communication because you're interested in communication, corporate communication. You like the whole branding and all that stuff that comes with mass communication. And you apply to this school. And unfortunately, you don't make the cutoff for mass communication, and they want to give you English, or they want to give you geology. They want to give you anything, but it's not mass communication. But you applied to the school for a reason, not just the cutoff part, but there's a reason why you picked this school, which there should be, and I'll get to soon. Go ahead and settle for their geology, or their English, or their philosophy, or their music. Get entrance into the school at the time you want to get entrance. While you're there, anything you need to do that would help you begin your advancement into your career aspirations, get into. You want to join the radio station. I'm sure it's not, you don't have to submit your discipline to join a radio station. You want to join a TV station. You want to start a YouTube channel. Let's say you did have to submit something. Start a YouTube channel, your social media platforms. Do all these little things. Read up. use the internet, use all these resources to still make sure that you're learning about what it takes to be a human, to be a mass communication specialist, to be a communication specialist, even though you're studying geology. Because like I said, chances is, even if that's really what your career aspirations were, there's a strong possibility that when you come out of school, that is probably not where you're going to get a job in line with. So whatever it is you're really passionate about, make sure that you still find a way while you're acquiring that education to get in line with it. Maybe they're a network of friends. Maybe the school is known for their mass communication department or their mass communication, whatever, packaging, but you didn't get in with mass communication. But the school is known for that, so they will still do things where there'll be press release or they'll go and visit so and so based on. Get in there, join, or anybody that you know is in mass communication department, make friends with them, learn about what the curriculum is, learn about what you need to know to be an expert in this field. So that when you graduate, even though you graduate with a geology degree, you will still have the necessary competency and skills and knowledge as someone who actually did graduate with a mass communication degree. Now, why do I feel like this will work? Well, first of all, pick your schools wisely. So your focus shouldn't be so much on, oh, I want to do the mass communication and any school will do because I just want to do mass communication. No, your focus should be, I am interested in this school first. Whatever I can get to do while I'm here is secondary, but this is the school I'm interested in. So you choose that you're interested in Unilag because you know that they have this employability skills training thing that even after, like maybe when you're in your final year, they actually help you with internship placements. Then go to Unilag, which means, yeah, you need to do your research before you pick any school. Don't just pick any school because your sister told you about the school or your brother told you. Listen, I'm an HR consultant. I get that sometimes when I ask people why you chose to go to this school. Do that because that is going to help you and it's going to lead to your career success. Another reason why I'm saying this is because there's some of you that just go to any school just to go to school to say you have a degree. It's not enough because you now don't gain the necessary things you need in the professional world. How can you be a graduate and not know how to use a computer? And your response is because it wasn't really needed in your school for your department. This is the 21st century. We're in 2018. Besides that, I graduated in 2009. I used a computer when I was in school. Computers are not new. Today's market, to be an executive, you need to know how to use a computer. Believe it or not, there are still graduates out there who still don't know how to use a computer. Why would you choose to go to a school that doesn't take computer studies as an important thing for a 21st century graduate? Why would you pick a school like that? There is no reason why it's okay. No matter, even if it was free education, this is the rest of your life. So even if you're going to pick a school like that, find a way that you will learn the necessary things you need for a bright future. But you're young, I get that. So while you're young and you can't really figure it all out, make sure that as you're picking your school for undergraduate, for graduate, for PhD, you're picking it with a purpose, not because I want to study this by force so any school will do. No, I'm picking this school first. It's my first priority is to pick an optimal school based on my future goals. The second priority is to pick a necessary course of study that would help me attain my future goals. So pick a school that, for example, if what you care about, you're a social bunny, you like to make friends, that's how you think you're going to make your money, by the network you have. Pick a school that you know that maybe them Dangote's children go to, or $10 children, or sometimes they visit. Davido is always going to do concert there. Pick a school that you know that, okay, this is where my social something would make sense and would make me a huge deal. You're interested in, I don't know, whatever it is that you're interested in, really. I can't give you any other example, so I don't keep you here for too long. But pick a school based on what they are offering, what they can offer you. Don't pick a school that doesn't allow computers or doesn't allow phones. You're an adult. So all the schools that they have stupid excuses, we don't allow phones because people will be checking pornography sites, or they won't be doing their homework. Stupid reasons. We're adults here. If that's what they want to do, I don't want to say let them do it, but come on, it's not every single person that will be doing that. 2, we're all adults here, so people should be entitled or should be allowed to watch whatever they want to watch. 3, you can create an infrastructure or whatever the IT world calls it, whereby you restrict them from viewing certain sites. It's possible. We'll do that instead. But don't restrict schools. Don't restrict electronic devices. Don't restrict technology, because that is where the world is going to. So if that's what the school does, it doesn't matter how expensive or how cheap the school fees is. It doesn't matter if the person that owns the school is your godfather or your... No, that's not the school for you, because they're not going to help you accelerate in your career goals and career objectives. They're not going to help you. And guess what? If a lot of you are going out there and picking schools strategically, the ones that will actually add great things into your life, then the rest of the school, by the time they're not getting anybody, they will sit up. They will offer better services. They won't see it as thank God the market is plenty, is oversaturated, so anybody will just come to our school. They won't see it that way. They will have to sit up, and hopefully the educational system will slowly become better. So we even need each other to make the system be better. Pick the schools that are working their butt off to give you high quality education. Why do I think this is a fantastic idea? Some of the role models that some of us look up to didn't even finish school. So clearly, it's not necessarily about the school you go to. No. But guess what? They were surrounded with things that could empower them. Opportunities that they could learn from. That's what they were surrounded with. Which is similar to if you decide to go to a school. If you go to the school, make sure that the school that you choose, you are surrounded with the right tools, the right opportunities that will transform your life once the 4 years or the 2 years or that 1 year master's program is over. This is how you should strategically choose your schools. Don't focus so much on, oh, because I want to study geology. This will be my top 3 because Shalewa went to one of these schools. No, it's not about Shalewa. It's about you. Because when Shalewa doesn't get that job and you two are sitting at home, it will pain you. Shalewa will not feel your pain. She has her own pain to worry about. Focus first on what can I benefit from this school. Do they have the right IT infrastructure? Will I meet the right kind of people? What are their internship programs like? Do they have any affiliation with any organizations? Do they help students get good internship placements? What are their success rates? For example, there's some schools that first class students end up being sponsored to go abroad to advance their degrees. Do they have that opportunity? Which means if I work so hard and I have good grades, they will actually support me and probably give me a scholarship to get to a good school outside the country. Do they have all these things? That's the first thing you should think about. Then while you're there, even if you're not doing a course related to what you want to do, make sure you enlighten yourself with the things that are necessary for your career aspirations. All right, guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.